Hello, welcome to another episode of Cotton, and today I have a very special guest, and he's Shailendra Dubey, and he is the chairman of All India Power
Engineers Federation.
I welcome you, Mr. Dubey, to this. He was here for some meeting, and we from Northeast now we took this opportunity to interview him briefly. So first thing, you are the person who actually knows in and out of power sector. And my first question is, why is power sector important for a country? What is the importance of power?
Power sector is important for any country, for any society, because the power sector is the prime mover of the development. And not only that, power sector is lifeline today. Nothing is possible without electricity. It is lifeline. Everybody is having mobile in their hand, and for the charging of the mobile, electricity is required. Now, due to pollution, electrical vehicles are coming on the roads. They also require electricity. So, trains are running.
That means the world will come to a standstill if there is no power.
Yes.
So
yes.
It is so vital. Even digital India, whatever we are saying, without power, nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen.
Now, actually, presently, what is the state of power sector in India?
Actually, in power sector, just after the independence, when even Constitution of India was not formed, Dr. Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, he formed Electricity Supply Act 1948 to regulate the electricity in the independent India. And before that, electricity was available to some rich persons only. It was a luxurious item. So, what Dr. Ambedkar said in Electricity Supply Act 1948, that electricity should be in the government sector, and all the private companies working at that time, they were taken over in the government sector, and state electricity boards were
formed all over
the country. Even in Assam State Electricity Board was formed. And when Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister of India, at that time this green revolution, this came through electricity only.
Because agriculture, everything, power.
What farmers want? They want water. And the places where water table is very low, water can be lifted through electricity only. So REC was formed, Rural Electrification Corporation. Through REC, all the villages today, every village of the country is electrified.
Connected with this power.
Connected with this power. So, why it was required? Because electricity is essential for every community. And I tell you one very important point. Electricity is the only commodity, which is sold to different categories at different rates. No other commodity.
It's not uniform rate.
Yes, the only commodity in the country.
Different customers, different rates.
Different rates. Why? Because electricity is lifeline. It is essential to every person, and every person cannot afford the cost of the electricity. Therefore, cutting across the party lines, maybe BJP, maybe Congress, maybe DMK, maybe NDMK, maybe some person. Everybody is allowing free electricity for the farm sector, and below poverty line consumers, they are also getting heavily subsidized rates. Electricity at heavily.
So it is very important what you are saying, because electricity is so essential for the people, all sections of people, and particularly for the poorer sections of the people.
Yes.
And they may not have the ability to purchase it. They may not have the power to, they may not have the money to purchase it, but it is important that they are also, actually we also make electricity available to them, and then necessarily one has to subsidize it. Am I correct?
Absolutely, because every person has a contribution in the development of our country, and through electricity only. See, suppose this is a mobile, and for the SIM card, whatever President of India is paying, the same is paid by
you and
me and a poor person.
Poor person.
But the tariff for the electricity is different. Why it is different? Because electricity is essential to everybody. Number one. Number two, in the government sector, in the public sector, this is going on very peacefully, in a very nice manner. Everybody is getting electricity, and the losses are occurred by the public sector power corporations, previously state electricity boards. So this is the public sector only which can supply electricity, even recurring the losses also. While for the private sector, for the public sector, electricity is a service, I would like to tell, and for the private sector, electricity is a business.
It's a commodity.
It's a commodity.
It is a commodity.
It's a business.
It's a business. It's they are interested only commercial interest.
Yes. And when it comes to business,
yeah,
then poor people's, farmers, all these sections, they will not be able to afford to purchase the electricity.
So you mean to say that the country has got its income through taxes and other fees and everything, and then the nation has to look after the poorest of the poor also. And if they cannot afford the electricity at the competitive price, you see, offered by the private players, then they are going to be the sufferer. So now let us understand. Now when I first asked this question, what is the state of affairs? Now what is happening in the private sector? What are the challenges of the private sectors?
Your question is very right. I will give you the example of Mumbai. In Mumbai, electricity is in the private sector. In most of the parts of the Mumbai, in Navi Mumbai, it is in the government sector, new places, but in the old Mumbai, the whole system is with the private sector. And Mumbai is an example where two private companies are simultaneously working, Adani Power and Tata Power. And the domestic power tariff in Mumbai is rupees 16.71 per unit. 16.71 per unit is the domestic tariff.
It's very high.
Yes, can you believe any poor person can purchase electricity at the rate of 16.71?
So what is happening in Bombay?
So
what is to poor people?
It is for 500 units and above. So 500 units are also consumed by middle class persons, and middle class family, they cannot afford this rate. I told you earlier that this electricity is a business, is a market. It is a market for the private company. So with the and then one other thing is more important. What is this? All infrastructure of the electricity built up from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, across the country, lakhs of crores of rupees is spent on it. Private companies, their eye is on the built infra. Number two, 1 year back, Ministry of Power, Government of India announced one scheme, and that is RDSS scheme. RDSS means Reformed Distribution System Scheme. Through this scheme, the Ministry of Power wants that infra of the electricity should be upgraded, should be strengthened, and for that central government is giving 3 lakh crore rupees, 3 lakh to all the states. And when this money is spent and the infra is upgraded, infra is strengthened, then private company is coming and they are handing. It is just like something.
So your government spend the money and they improve the infrastructure and they hand it over to?
At throw away prices. I will tell you one example, recent example. Chandigarh is Union Territory, and Chandigarh is a small city, beautiful city.
Yeah, I had been to Chandigarh.
You had been to. In Chandigarh, electricity was with the government department, and Chandigarh was a place where government department was running in profit. About 200 crores per year profit government department was earning in Chandigarh. On February 1, 2025, this year, Chandigarh Power Department has been handed over to Goenka Power at rupees 871 crore only. The assets of the Chandigarh Power Department are worth 22,000 crores.
And they were giving it just for throwaway price at 81,000.
Throw away prices.
81 crores.
And you know what was the reserve price in the RFP document? Reserve price was 174 crores. Chandigarh Power Department is giving profit of 200 crores annual, and the reserve price to sell the department was only 174 crore, and the whole land is handed over on lease at rupee 1.
For how many years?
25 years. At rupee 1, it has been handed over.
Just hand out everything to the private players.
Yes.
Throw away prices.
Throw away price. Same exercise is going on in UP now. In UP, 42 districts out of 75, government of Uttar Pradesh had decided to privatize, and the most poor peoples are living in
rural villages, rural areas. Yes.
Eastern UP, mostly poor persons, and in Bundelkhand is a Chambal area. Chambal ravines are there. Even drinking water, for the drinking water, the peoples and ladies, they are moving several kilometers because water table is very low in the ravines area. So how they will be able to purchase?
And how will they be able to actually get their drinking water, potable water? Because they don't have the money to spend so much money on power.
No.
So how do you? Why is it happening? Is it not a criminal kind of a thing?
Definitely, it should not happen. It should not happen. It is not in the larger interest
of the people
and the larger interest of the power sector also. Let the private companies come, and they should build their own
infrastructure and compete with the
compete
with the public sector
and compete. They are taking our infrastructure at throwaway prices. What is this fun? What is going on?
Now, being the president of a very important organizations, so what are you doing about it?
Just now we have given a call. Although it's a token strike, 1 day strike, we have given a call for 1 day token strike on July 9th.
July 9th. There is a call for, is it a all India
call?
All India call,
and for that purpose,
what are the demands?
The main demand is privatization.
That the power sector should
not be privatized. In the larger interest, it should remain under the government sector. Private sector should not be. One more example I want to tell you. Recently, during this escalation of India and Pakistan, during this Operation Sindoor, in Jammu and Kashmir, at several places, missiles were coming from border across from the other side of the border, and there was no failure of electricity. Wherever electricity was required, our peoples were taking care of it, irrespective of the bombing, irrespective of the missiles.
So the power sector people worked very hard so that the power remained uninterrupted.
Not only uninterrupted, I will tell, in the larger interest of the country also, in the security,
for the safety and security of the country.
Interest of the country also, power sector should remain in the government hands. And if private company wants to come, they should build their own infrastructure, and they should compete on a equal level playing ground.
And as you see the government, when the power sector controlled by the government, the rates are also competitive.
Yes.
That means the people, the consumers, they're getting power at a very competitive, at a low rate. So now if you want to compete, if you want to intervene in the power sector, so you should also intervene at that level, isn't it? Now government build up all the infrastructure and everything, and beyond that you actually raise the tariff of the power. There is no justification in it. So what is, if I have to say, because you have a flight to catch now, what would be your, you see, if to our viewers, what would be your submission, what would be your ending words?
My submission is rather my request to the electricity consumers is that power employees are working day and night, and if you are getting electricity, it is because some electricity employee is on the job. But unfortunately, our job is such that we are not recognized with our achievement. We are recognized with our failures. If there is a load setting, if there is a failure of the power, then everybody abuses us. So I don't have anything against it. But my request is that bear with the problems. Storms are there, thunderstorms are there, and in those storms and thunderstorms, if your electricity has gone and again you are getting the electricity supply is restored, then remember it, some power employee was working in that storm, in that thunderstorm, when nobody wants to come out of his house. So please remember it, electricity employees are working in the larger interest of the country, in your interest. Please cooperate with them.
So that is what you want to say, and then you want to appeal to the people that this 9th of July, this strike,
yes.
Everybody should participate in it. So thank you very much, Mr. Okay, Dubey, and I think next time when we meet, we'll have more time to discuss further details about power sector.
Definitely,
Thank you very much.